All right, everybody. Good morning. This is Alex with Combat Sports Central. How's everybody doing? We are here with the UFC's very own Elise Reed. Miss Elise, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Alex?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Better now that we have you on here, okay? So, a few things we wanted to talk about today. Number one, how's your camp going?
It's going great. It's brutal, but it's going great. I'm definitely hitting it hard, very, very quickly. And the nice thing is after that last fight, I wasn't injured, so I was able to keep kind of training and getting in a good groove. And now we're just, putting on the pressure and put on the heat. So it's like week one, and we're crushing it already. So very exciting.
Oh, that's good. So you had a quick turnaround. Your last fight was June 1st, right? So going to that, how comfortable has it been having a quick turnaround like that?
The UFC came up. It's funny because every time I get done, I'm like, all right, I'm going to chill. I'm going to go to the PI. I'm going to put some work in. I'm going to put pounds on. And it was 3 weeks. The UFC had a match in 3 weeks. And we hadn't asked, but they pretty much had to set up and the date. And so like before even July, I was like, okay, well, here we go again. We're going to do this again. So it's good. It keeps me active. Obviously, it keeps me engaged. It keeps my schedule very busy.
Right.
But there's nothing else I'd rather do than fight in the octagon. So I'm grateful that the UFC is keeping me active. Just making sure I'm not getting injured, and then it's cruising, smooth sailing from there.
I saw, well, that's good, right? Not the opportunity not to put on some pounds because, I know that, we all like a few cheat meals here and there. But I see that you're on the September 16 card, right? And they just dropped the hashtag for it, which is hashtag Noche UFC. So the Mexican Independence Day, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like that's a special card for you. How do you feel about being on a card with both Sam Hughes and Jasmine Jadosivius? I always jack her name up.
Hey, no worries. It's all good. Doesn't bother me. It's interesting because thinking back, I think the UFC has me on the schedule now where I'm fighting 3 times a year, which is a lot, keeps me active. But I fought September of last year around that same time against the Mexican Melissa Martinez. So I like September. I like the T-Mobile. In terms of fighting on the same card as Sam Hughes and Jasmine, I mean, at some point we're probably going to crossroads again. But it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm on to the next in terms of those two individuals. And I mean, I'm worrying about my own fight. We'll see what they do come September 16th, but
that's the right mindset right there. Right, got to get another big W. You're coming off of one, got to get another one. So let's do a little bit more of talking about you, right? So what's one of your favorite meals whenever you're not in camp or after a good weight cut? What do you enjoy binging on or just feasting on?
So it used to be getting done with a weight cut. It used to be Panera bread. That was it. So the Chipotle or something sandwich with a little cheese, avocado, and a little ciabatta. I mean, it was, and then of course you got to do the mac and cheese. So that was actually a meal that I had while anytime I was in Army and I was frustrated. That was like my go-to meal. So it kind of followed through after a weigh-in is a nice solid Panera bread. That's my go-to. It brings me to a happy place. It's always tasty, and yeah.
So those cheat meals and feast meals are always a little bit better after you get a big W. Have you got more motivation? Because we've seen on your Instagram that you're now engaged. Is that right?
Yeah, I am. July 1st.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was something where it's new to me because obviously the last few years have been crazy, and I love her very much. But I wasn't supposed to ask, and so I surprised her. And I wouldn't say. I mean, maybe it's motivation. We're definitely thinking about bigger things and setting ourselves up, as a family, as a couple, the right way. But she's been ride or die for since the very beginning. So it was just nice to solidify it, I guess.
Maybe a Fight Night bonus would help that out, right? Especially since you guys are nearly engaged. Yeah. So again, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Put it down.
Of course. Now, when you're training for these fights, do you are you the type where whenever you're doing training, you listen to music or you jam out at the gym? How does that function?
Yeah, no, I'm the type of person where I like to have my headphones in and I like to forget about everything else. Actually, what's funny is I started listening to the old school music that I listened to when I was just starting up. You know, like Eminem, NF, like really getting like angry. But it was good. So yeah, no, I whether I'm running or I'm lifting, I always like to just be in my own world. And that's how I do the best. Obviously, when you're sparring and everything else, it's a little different. But if I'm putting in work, there's nothing else that matters. So yeah, headphones in. I don't like to listen to it out loud.
Yeah, blocking it out sometimes I feel is like the best way to go about it, especially if I'm trying to do anything like cardio related. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh no, I need to block it
yeah.
out, and
You need
not that I do very much.
constant input. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The space detracts from it. So yeah, I'm definitely one where I'll turn up the volume so I can't hear anybody else, and I'll just.
Have you heard of David Goggins?
Yes, I have. So this is how crazy I am. Okay, this is how crazy.
Uh,
After this fight, and I haven't told my coach yet, so he might get really upset when he listens to this. After this fight, I'm planning on running 50 miles with my family, my dad and my sister, the week after.
Whoa.
Yeah. So David Goggins, I have his audiobook, both of them, right? Never Finished and Can't Hurt Me, on my phone, and I'll run while listening to him. So like I'm that like crazy person that's like 4 hours in and I'm just running and I'm in the rain. Last time I was in the rain, I ran 2 hours and I'm listening to David Goggins and it's like I'm yelling at myself as I run. Yeah, I get into it. David Goggins is the man.
Yeah, I bought the "You Can't Hurt Me," and then I got it audio wise because I'm always doing a lot of driving, so that's
Yes.
been a big motivation thing for me, right? Well, and he says you should be disciplined, not motivated, so I get that, right? But I mentioned that to you because David Goggins always talks about whenever he's running, he's not wearing headphones and stuff. I'm like, that's insane. I need some type of how you said like constant something in my ear so I can keep going, right? But
yeah. I even when I work, I have like the TV on or something because I need that white noise. I need something to distract a little bit. But yeah, no, David Goggins is the man. And the audiobooks are the best because he has excerpts after those chapters. So it's like you really get to know him a little bit.
right. Okay. So moving forward, what are some of your favorite active fighters right now in the UFC?
Favorite act? I mean, Poirier. I love Poirier. Gaethje. That card's coming out. That's going to be amazing. Outside of those, I just like brawlers. So Valentina is definitely one in terms of active fighters. I think those are probably my top three. I mean, I'm looking like the people that go out there and brawl. Chandler's pretty good. Oliveira, you can't not. I always watch an Oliveira fight because he's always very entertaining and comes out with some crazy W's. So I'd say those are my top fighters, top active
Especially
fighters.
they just announced that Charlie Oliveira at
That whole card.
huge.
Yes. It's gonna. I'm very excited for it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that entire card so far, everything that they mentioned has been great. So I told my girlfriend that I was coming on with you. She wanted me to ask you a few questions. She's been doing true crime and like conspiracies right now.
Okay.
So I told her, I said, no, you get one. So her one question was, do you believe in aliens?
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of like at the point where if you're a person that doesn't, you look at the probability of everything and how big the universe is, and the probability that nothing else exists, just us, is very unlikely. So yes. Do I believe that they're capturing us and scanning our brains? Not quite sure about that one. But I do think that there are aliens.
Perfect. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay, so right before we let you go, this part of the show we like to do a little bit of predictions. So
Okay.
how about I name off a few fights and you tell me who you think is going to win? Does that sound good?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so for the BMF belt, Poirier Gaethje, who do you got?
So I love this matchup. I love Gaethje and how he just he was mentioning how he just kicks the shit out of people. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even care, right? But Poirier is so good. So I'm going to give it to Poirier. He's so good. He's already had Gaethje's number before. I think Poirier is going to take it. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way, but I feel like Gaethje's just really tough. Obviously, a really good fighter as well, but I think Poirier is gonna come out with it.
I'm with you there too. I think Poirier is going to take that. I think the real winners of that fight is going to be us because we get to enjoy and watch that. So that'll be great. What about Pereira versus the legendary Polish Power on that same card, the co-main event?
I go with Pereira. Is that how you say their name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pereira?
Yeah, that's what I'll go.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he's a scary guy. He's huge. What about the fight on your card, Grasso versus Shevchenko?
I think Shevchenko got it. I think Valentina's got it. I mean, so the crazy thing is I obviously as a striker, that spin sidekick, timing that spin sidekick is really difficult. Really difficult. Like you have to train it, and especially with someone's good like Valentina, to pull that off is very impressive. So obviously Grasso did her homework, but I think Valentina is just going to make sure she doesn't make mistakes like that. Like she's just going to be a little bit more cautious. She was winning it already. She just got finished, so I think it's going to be Valentina. I would love to see Grasso take it away, but I think Valentina is the stud there.
Yeah, I think the storyline of them doing that on Mexican Independence Day and how we've lost 2 Mexican champions. So I think we continue on that trend, and I agree with you. I think Shevchenko is going to reclaim her title. So I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. Last one before we let you go. I know you got a busy day and stuff, so we don't want to hold you up for too much. But Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, if it happens in December, who do you got?
I loved McGregor. He was the man, right? Mystic Mac. He was on it. And then you're seeing this side of him that is so just disgusting. It's like,
right.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like old school McGregor would have Chandler all day long.
Right.
I think Chandler right now is a little bit more hungry than McGregor. So I feel like it's a bit of a toss-up. But I'm at this point, I just want to see McGregor lose, so I'm gonna go for Chandler. But like he's lost 0-7 in his fights, and then he wins one, and then all of a sudden he's like, if you looked at a fighter and they were 1-7, you'd be like, shut the fuck up, like chill out, my friend, chill out. So I don't know.
And he has this unending confidence where he's 1-7, he's still acting out there like he's the man and stuff, like the greatest coach on Tough ever, you know. And it's like, oh my goodness,
it's cringeworthy. It's cringeworthy. So I go with Chandler. I think I wouldn't be surprised if McGregor does it, but I think he's probably too removed at this point. He hasn't been in the fight game. You know, he's been in the fight game a long time, but in terms of training hard and being hungry for it, I don't think he's as hungry anymore. I think it's just to kind of save face at this point.
I couldn't agree more with you. I think at this point he's riding his talent, and talent without hard work, you're never going to get there. So, you know, but he's done it to himself. I was the biggest Conor apologist, but I can't defend him anymore. You know, he made it hard on us.
And how well he was, the timing, all of that stuff. You can't, even if you hated the guy, you couldn't be upset with him, right? Because he did what he said he did. At this point, he's not acting like a champion. He's acting like, I don't know, like a child. So, yeah.
Like a child's, right.
Yeah.
All right, Elise. So before we let you go, what are some of your preferred socials you want the fans to look at you or follow you on?
So Instagram, you can try Twitter. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can. I'll respond, but I don't do it the best. Instagram's where you're going to find me, Elise Reed MMA.
Perfect. Any last message for your fans?
No, get ready for September 16th, guys, because we're going at it like it's week 6 and it's already only week 1. So it's only going to get better from here. And I'm going to put on a show on Mexican Independence Day. So let's go. We know you are. We're going to be rooting for you here at the Combat Sports Central. So good luck in your fight. Thank you again for joining us. We know your time's super valuable, so we really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be on again for your next fight whenever you're on a 2-fight win streak. So we'll see you then, all right? Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Thank you, Elise. Bye-bye. See ya.